On Sunday the 4th of August 2002, Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman attended a barbecue at Wells's home in Red House Gardens, Soham, Cambridgeshire. At around 6:15 p.m, they went out to their local shop to buy sweets and were never to return home. The two girls were reported missing at 9:45 p.m. on the same day as they went missing, 3.5 hours since they had last left their home. The family released a photograph taken hours before their disappearance of them both wearing Manchester United shirts. This picture would go on to become a very well known and famous photograph, instantly recognised by the British public. Alongside the photograph was a brief description of the girls. It described them as white, about 4 foot 6 inches tall, and a slim build. Several witnesses came forward, including Ian Huntley, a local caretaker at the school the girls attended. He claimed to have seen the girls shortly before they disappeared. During the first few days of investigation, a woman from the nearby village of Little Thetford claimed to have seen two girls who matched the missing girls' appearance, walking past her home on the morning after they were reported missing. This was later ruled out. There was also speculation that the girls had planned to meet up with someone from an internet chat room. Again, this was ruled out. One person stood out amongst the witnesses, someone who was going out of his way to help the police investigate the disappearance of the two girls. That man was Ian Huntley. Huntley was just 25 when he met his then 22-year-old current girlfriend Maxine Carr at Hollywood's nightclub in Grimsby Town Centre. Shortly after they met, she moved in with him at his flat in Barton upon Humber, a small town on the southern banks of the River Humber. In September 2001, Huntley applied for the position of caretaker at Soham Village College, a secondary school in a small town near Newmarket. Huntley was accepted for the post and began work on the 26th of November 2001. The caretaker job came with a tied cottage. Over the 2 weeks following the investigation, Huntley went on to appear in many television interviews, including Sky and BBC News. A reporter suggested to Huntley he might have been the last person to speak to the two girls. Ian's girlfriend was also interviewed by the press. She showed the reporters a thank you card given to her by Wells at the end of the school year. Carr urged the girls to come home, and she described Wells as being lovely, just really lovely. Police took note of the fact Carr was referring to the girls in the past tense, even though they had not been reported dead, only missing. Due to the strange circumstances surrounding Huntley's behaviour and the remarks made by Carr, they had now become suspects. On the 4th of August, 12 days after the girls went missing, both Huntley and Carr had agreed to give witness statements during 7 hours of questioning before being released. Carr gave Huntley a false alibi at the time of the murders when she was actually more than 100 miles away visiting family in Grimsby. She claimed she lied because she loved Huntley and didn't suspect him of being responsible for the disappearances. That night, with the couple under 7 hours of police watch at separate locations outside of Soham, police searched their home, as well as grounds of Soham Village College. Both locations held items of major importance to the disappearance of the girls. Clothes of Holly and Jessica were found partially burned in a rubbish bin at the school where Huntley worked. Among the clothes were the girls' Manchester United tops, which they were photographed wearing hours before they were abducted. Hair matching Huntley's was mixed up with their clothes and his fingerprints were on a bin liner. Police told the trial, all the clothing of Holly and Jessica, right down to their trainers and underwear, were found. Each item had been cut off the wearer. While in a bin, an attempt had been made to burn it. Hours after this discovery, Huntley was arrested. This was the first time that the police announced that they feared the girls were now dead. The bodies of both girls were found in a ditch near the perimeter fence of RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk, about 12 miles from Soham, on the afternoon of the 17th of August. The girls had been missing for 13 days when their bodies were found, with police stating that both corpses were severely decomposed and partially skeletonized. The bodies were discovered by a local gamekeeper, Keith Pryor, who had noticed an unusual and unpleasant smell in the area several days earlier, and when returning to the area, he had decided to investigate the cause of the smell. Even in the trial, Huntley maintained the girls died accidentally. He had consistently claimed he had wandered past his house as he was washing his dog Sadie, before walking off and not being seen again. When he was arrested in August, he remained silent until September, when Huntley, then 28, changed his story. During the 6-week trial, he maintained that he had taken Holly inside after she suffered a nosebleed. He explained fibers found in the bedroom as him having taken Holly to sit on the bed, and then claimed she died accidentally after she fell into the bath at his rented cottage and drowned. He also claimed he unintentionally suffocated Jessica by putting his hand over her mouth when she started to scream. Huntley later admitted in court that he had returned to the site several days after the girls died to set the bodies alight, in what police saw an attempt on his part to destroy any forensic evidence. On December 17, 2003, the jury rejected his version of events and he was found guilty of the murders. Huntley was sentenced to at least 40 years in prison and is currently serving 2 life sentences at HMP Frankland. Huntley's own daughter, Samantha Bryan, who didn't find out about her father's identity until she was 14, has disowned her father. Carr was cleared of assisting an offender, but found guilty of perverting the course of justice and jailed for 3.5 years. But she was freed under police protection in May 2004, as she had already spent 16 months on remand pending trial. Carr was given a new identity on her release and, on February 24, 2005, was granted an indefinite order protecting her new identity by the High Court, on the basis that her life would be in danger were her new identity to be revealed. Huntley had been considered a suicide risk after he took 29 antidepressant pills, which he had hidden away in a box of tea bags in June 2003. 4 years later, Huntley confessed to the 1997 sexual assault of an 11-year-old girl. A year after, in 2008, he was relocated to Franklin Prison. During his incarceration, Huntley's been reportedly attacked by fellow inmates, including an incident of having his throat slashed by Damien Folks in 2011. His motive for killing the girls is still unknown, but minutes before seeing them he reportedly slammed the telephone down on Carr following a furious argument. Huntley had allegedly suspected Carr of cheating on him, leading both Huntley's mother and police to suspect that Huntley killed the girls in a fit of jealous rage. The police found no evidence of premeditation.